Hey everyone. Well, I called it. I called it before everybody else was saying it. You know, 2016 has been a really shitty year so far, hasn't it? Yep, it's official. 2016 has become the worst year in the 2010s era. From famous celebrities dying to pointless drama going all over YouTube, 2016 was basically 2014, but 10 times as worse. It was also a really disappointing year for the outcome of movie releases. Sure, there were a few diamonds in the rough, but there were more bad and or middle down the road films than there were good ones. And yes, we'll get to some of them in future episodes. But if there was one thing that we can learn from this year, is that pissing off an entire fan base does not equal big box office results. I am of course talking about last year's Ghostbusters reboot / sequel / remake / you know what, screw it. I'm just going to refer to it as Ghostbusters Answer the Call. Yep. We're seriously taking a look at this one, folks. And as you can tell, this movie was doomed from the very beginning. Even when the trailer was released, people came out of the woodwork to dislike the movie solely based on the trailer. Some people even refused to see the movie. And yeah, I know many people may say that this was the most disliked trailer on YouTube, but let me remind you that Christmas Story 2 had more dislikes as well. And when you're on that level of crap, you know you did something wrong. It also didn't help that reviews were all over the place. Some saying that it was good, some saying it was okay, and some saying that it was downright awful. So where do I stand on the matter? Well, let's find out as we take a look at Ghostbusters Answer the Call.
Hold it right there!
Oh. Hello, troll.
I heard that you were talking about the Ghostbusters remake.
And?
Why put yourself through all that torture? The movie frickin' sucks.
Don't you have the critical kid to harass?
Trust me, he already has.
Anyway, what do you want?
I am here to tell you that you are forgetting to mention one particular thing.
The poor marketing to this movie?
No, I am talking about the controversy surrounding the movie. Remember? The reason why so many people, including myself, were turned off by the movie? The flame wars that ignite during the first showing of the trailer? You know what I'm talking about, and you're refusing to talk about it.
Yeah, I know.
Wait, what?
I know about the controversy behind this movie, and the reason I'm not talking about it was because it was freaking stupid to begin with.
But the controversy! The fact that Paul Feig called everyone a sexist for not wanting to see this movie. Surely you got something to say about it.
True, but if I just base the whole review around the controversy, then we'll be here all day. And also, we already had female Ghostbusters before in other forms of media. In Extreme Ghostbusters, we had Kylie Griffin, a goth girl with great knowledge of the paranormal and the occult. Not to mention that Janine was a Ghostbuster in an episode of the Real Ghostbusters cartoon. Plus, there were some in comic books made by IDW back in 2013. And even if it was the first Ghostbusters-related thing to have female Ghostbusters, I base my opinions whether or not I like the film, and not the drama surrounding gender politics. And that is why I refuse to focus this review on the controversy. Do I make myself clear?
Well, screw you! Your review show sucks anyway. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm off to harass the media whiz.
Yep, typical troll. So, without further delay, this is Ghostbusters Answer the Call. We start off with a tour of a mansion as the guide tells a story about the original owners.
They had each been stabbed to death in their sleep. They were murdered by his eldest daughter, Gertrude Aldridge. Now, to spare the family public humiliation, instead of turning her into the police, they locked her in this basement.
Yeah, that was right, but it can't beat the backstory behind the Haunted Mansion ride. While heading out for the night, he hears the downstairs door rattling. Oh my god, it's still going! I know it's supposed to be like the opening to the original, but that one was around 2 minutes. It was quick, simple, and sets everything up perfectly. And here, the intro clocks in around 5 minutes and 20 seconds. Yeah, I timed it. So after the lackluster recreation of the original intro, we're introduced to the main character, Aaron Gilbert, played by Kristen Wiig.
What publication?
I'm talking about your book. Co-author of Ghosts from Our Past, both literally and figuratively.
It was a very long time ago, and it was just a gag between a couple of friends.
A 460-page gag?
Yeah, but if you look at the very last page, it will say, "It's just a prank, bro." He says that the mansion he works at is haunted, and she refused his offer. Instead, she goes to sell a score for old friend Melissa McCarthy. Melissa McCarthy. Yeah, it's Melissa McCarthy playing Melissa McCarthy. She chews out Melissa McCarthy for publishing an abandoned project that they worked on years ago, and demands that she takes it down.
You put our book online without my permission.
I don't need your permission.
Yeah, as you can see, Melissa McCarthy, is the least likable, if not the most unlikable character in the entire movie. Not only did she publish the book without Aaron's say-so, but when the subject is brought up, she doesn't care about her at all.
I wrote that book with you. My name is on it.
That book is a whole new revenue stream for me, and I'm like 1/10 away from getting a new mini fridge in here.
We've got to have money.
But instead of threatening to sue the pants off her, like a normal person would, we get a joke about Chinese food that's surprisingly being delivered by the taxi driver from Deadpool.
God, are you kidding me? What? I got 1 wonton.
I'm sorry you're having a soup crisis right now.
There's not even any meat in there.
And believe it or not, it's a running gag throughout the whole entire movie.
How does it take you an hour to go up 1 flight of stairs?
I have really bad knees.
What is that?
It's our hot and sour shrimp soup.
That looks like dishwater and one shrimp.
It's funny because Chinese people are cheap! This movie was supposed to be progressive, right? And you want to know what this running gag builds up to? Just stick around until the ending credits scene. The result may disappoint you. And if that joke doesn't make you cringe any harder, it's also followed up by a fart joke. Classy. We're also introduced to Melissa McCarthy's assistant, Jillian Haltzman, played by Kate McKinnon. This is the best character in the movie. Watching her is like watching a female version of Jim Carrey's Riddler from Batman Forever.
Ma'am, can you tell us where you got the world's tiniest bow tie?
Why am I operating the untested nuclear laser?
You have the longest arms. Do you know your iron level?
It's fine.
Aaron, you've had a hard day. Step right up, pick a gun, any gun. No! I'm sorry, not that gun.
So the three of them go to the mansion as they get their first encounter with the ghost. And as expected, it doesn't turn out well.
My name is Aaron Gilbert, Dr.
Dr. Bronston saw this on Reddit.
So her college saw the video of her online, which leads to her getting fired. And this leads Aaron to get pissed at Melissa McCarthy, and rightfully so.
After years.
Aaron, we're sorry that you lost your job, but I mean, there is kind of a glass is half full.
The glass is half full. Are you freaking kidding me? You published that book online without her permission, ruined her career by posting a video without any of her knowledge, and telling her that something positive came out of this? What's with this woman and her discard of her friends?
You are a horrible person.
So with their new discovery, they go to McCarthy and Holtzman's college to ask for more money for their project. But instead of giving them a contribution, the professor gives them pretty much the same reaction as the majority of the people who saw the movie.
Bye. There's the door. Later days. Can you hear this? Let me turn it up.
Oh my God.
So they move their stuff above a Chinese restaurant because the original firehouse is too expensive to rent.
The rent is $21,000 a month.
Fuck you.
This gets the attention of Kevin, played by Chris Hemsworth, as he's looking to fill the receptionist job that they put in the papers. And just take a wild guess what's wrong with this character.
You know, are you seeing anyone right now?
I'm seeing all three of you in front of me.
Just forget she even asked, because...
No, I've forgotten. I don't know what you asked.
Did you get sugar in it this time?
I hate coffee. Yeah, the sugar's in there.
Yeah, if you haven't known it by now... Kevin's a bit of a dumbass. It's amazing how stupid this guy is. Like when something loud happens, he mistakes his eyes for his ears, or when he tries multiple times to grab a phone that's in a fish tank. By this point, I'm surprised he hasn't forgotten how to breathe.
You're a fucking idiot.
We cut to a subway worker named Patty, played by Leslie Jones, as she spots a ghost at a subway station.
I'm cool, dude. Yeah. Forget this, man. Forget that.
And I heard from many others that they seem to find her very annoying. Do I think so? Sort of. While she's not as annoying as, say, Little Nicky or Gilbert from Pixels, but she does have her cringeworthy scenes here and there.
Hey, did y'all hire that big dumb dude? Man, I got a cousin Mookie. He is half as stupid, and he will work for Vienna Sausages. You get a car, and you get a car.
You didn't disclose that the vehicle was going to be a hearse.
I'm sorry, my uncle owns a funeral home, not an Enterprise rent-a-car.
But at times, she will have scenes where she can have a funny line once in a while.
Okay, so I don't know if it was a race thing or a lady thing, but I'm mad as hell.
But I can see why people find Patty to be loud and annoying, but I've seen worse. Far, far worse.
Popeye's chicken is fucking awesome.
Holy magenta, you guys look like a box of crayons!
Universal Studios.
Oh, sorry about my little episode there. So anyway, Patty leads the three down the subway tracks where she saw the said ghost. Man, New York has had some bad times. I mean, first Ghost, Sons of Satan, Jason Voorhees, Sharknadoes, Giant Mutant Turtles, and now ghosts. Again.
Have you seen a ghost down here?
Yeah, I've seen a ghost.
Would you be able to describe it to us? Thank you.
Please. Oh, come on, man. Come on.
No. Let him. I'll take a
I
visual.
can't let him. This is my job.
We
I'm
want
getting
them
fired.
to-
Hey, look at me. Stop painting.
Let me fix this then.
What?
No ghosts allowed.
You know what?
Right.
What? Get
Come
your
on.
ass up out of here.
Bye, Patty. I love you.
Man.
Am I on crack, or is that a good logo?
And we get the biggest problem with the movie. Okay, not the biggest problem, but it still bugs me to this very day. It doesn't know what it wants to be. Does it want to be a superhero type origin story? Does it want to be a reboot of the original? Does it want to have a continuation of the first movie? Make up your mind, Ghostbusters 2016. What are you trying to be? It's like they have all these good ideas that they can potentially make the movie better, but the execution is done extremely poorly. Like this scene, for example. Erin gives a little bit of backstory on why she's so interested in studying in the paranormal.
So, how did y'all get into ghosts? Did one of you see one?
Yeah, I did. When I was 8 years old, the mean old lady that lived next door died. And that night, I woke up and she was standing at the foot of my bed. She did that every night for almost a year. I had to go to therapy for years, and the kids at school found out, and they would laugh at me and make fun of me.
Kids is mean, man, but I believe you.
Now that's actually pretty sad for someone like her to go through, but here's my issue with this scene. They gave away her backstory this early on in the movie. Seriously, I feel like there was a missed opportunity gone to waste. In fact, a lot of this movie is a big opportunity wasted, but that's another story. I think it would have been better to show her being humiliated by everybody first, and then when they begin to mope and dope, Erin tells the crew members her ghost story. Someone breaks down into an emotional speech, which leads to the climax of the movie, and boom, done. I know it's a little bit cliche, but at least it'll give a bit of a reason to care about these characters. But no, they wasted on this forced throwaway line that goes absolutely nowhere.
Ghostbusters. Okay, cool. See ya. The Stonebrook Theater. There's a goat on the loose.
I'm gonna load up the car.
Anyway, they get called up by a rock concert where they're sent to capture the pterodactyl ghost from Scooby-Doo 2.
And one, yay! Erin doing great.
Get in the box, you! Hell yeah! You want some more? You want some more? because
I don't need this shit. My cameo in Lil Nicky was far better. So while the Ghostbusters are celebrating their first ghost they caught, they get a surprise visit from Dr. I Really Needed a Paycheck. Now, this is where we get to the biggest problem with the whole movie. It tries way too hard to cram in many references to the original as possible.
That's a big Twinkie.
Not only do they reference the original so much, but they even got the entire cast, with the exception of Rick Moranis and Harold Ramis. Now, I know that they want to get these actors so they show that they gave their blessing to the movie, but if they want to get all these people to star in cameo roles, why the hell can't this movie be a passing down the torch storyline than the one we got right now? That's what the Extreme Ghostbusters had. That's what the comic books had. Hell, they even got the same actress who played Janine, and yet she was a Ghostbuster in both the comics and cartoon show. So why can't they have it for this movie?
Bull freaking pig!
Strangely enough, it's like every time they make a reference to the original, it's basically the equivalent of a 6-year-old shoving the original movie in your face while saying,
Look, I don't go to Chinatown, I don't drive Wacos, and I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Remember that quote from the movie? Remember that quote from the movie? That sure was clever, wasn't it? Wasn't it? Wasn't it? Wasn't it? Wasn't it?
Shut the hell up!
wow. I must have been in a really dark place to write this. So Bill Murray wants proof of the ghost they caught, and Aaron, like a freaking idiot, releases the ghost which leads to Murray's demise.
Atta girl.
Sorry, I didn't.
Casper. Oh man.
Well, at least he died knowing of his regrets.
Garfield, maybe?
Also, Ghostbusters 2016. But hey, look on the bright side, Bill. At least the Jungle Book saved your career. So, yeah, the Ghostbusters just killed someone. And what is their punishment from the mayor?
You've been doing great work. Well done. We really appreciate it.
And they just got away with murder. Our heroes, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, at least they tell them to stop what they're doing so they don't draw any more attention to themselves. Even though that clearly hasn't worked before if they're encountering the ghosts on YouTube, but what are you gonna do? Besides, it's not like they could just put them under strict surveillance or something. Just saying. So throughout the movie, they've been finding these devices all over parts of the city that opens a portal for the ghost to go through. Aaron comes down to the shocking realization that it's at the hotel, which leads him to the basement where all the power is coming from. And now we finally get to see who's behind all of this the whole time.
Hey, stop right there!
Wait a minute, who is he again? No joke, I actually had to see this movie a second time to figure out who he is. This is Rowan, the big baddie that this movie had to offer. Threatening?
I see things that no one else does, and for it, I am rewarded with nothing but scorn and mockery.
I get my knowledge from seeing the assholes from Adam Sandler movies. Seriously, man, Vigo is more intimidating than you. So Rowan is close to committing suicide, but Melissa McCarthy tries to talk him out of it.
I get it. People can be terrible. The thing is, though, there's so many terrific things out there. I mean, wonderful things that are worth living for. I mean, you got soup.
Good lord, even when you're in a serious situation, all you can think about is soup. What is wrong with this chick? Does she have some sort of soup fetish or something? But Rowan goes ahead and commits suicide to only possess Melissa McCarthy and destroy their equipment.
Hello, Patricia.
Oh, sorry, I just have sudden head churning syndrome.
Get out of my friend, Ghost!
Ow, that's gonna leave a mark.
The power of pain compels you!
Now, I don't condone any form of violence towards another person, but seeing how it's Melissa McCarthy, it's satisfying as hell. Can I see that again? And again? And again. And again. Yeah, can I just watch that for 2 hours? But Rowan possesses Kevin, leading him to release all the ghosts throughout New York City. Meanwhile, Aaron tries to warn the others, but has a hard time getting a ride, even from the most familiar of faces.
Sir, those are actual ghosts flying around.
And a class 5 floating vapors, nothing to worry about.
No, it's important. Don't you see what's happening?
Look, I don't go to Chinatown, I don't drive wackos, and I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Now, if you excuse me, I'm off to collect my paycheck. The police and military are about to stop Rowan, but then...
Oh, dear brave men and women of the protection services industry. I would like to see you dance.
What in the hell am I looking at? No, seriously, I want to know. Was this evil plan the whole time? Releasing the ghosts onto the world so they can do a dance number? And as far as dance sequences go... yeah, it is no thriller by any stretch of the imagination. And now, I present to you the best part of the movie. Seriously, this is the greatest thing that came out of all of this. The gadgets are great, the fighting is pretty cool, even the part where Haltzman used the ghost pistols is freaking badass! It's actually really fun to watch. But of course, we are now back to the plot. Goody.
I know you're getting real comfy in your Kevin skin suit, but it's time you hop out.
You know, to be honest with you, this guy's making me feel stupid by the second. He's all yours.
So Kevin is then set free from Rowan as he changes into the ghost from their logo. Insert your own joke on how this ruined the franchise here. They have to come up with a plan to reverse the portal and trap the ghost. So you know what that means.
We gotta go back there. We gotta shoot directly in the portal with more power. If we can do that, we might be able to cause a reverse reaction.
We gotta cross the streams.
Wait. You mean that thing you were talking about that's so powerful that will make all of our atoms implode? Wait.
No, implode is the wrong word. It would be more violent than that.
And we've got an extremely good shot of pulling all the ionized ectomatter back in the dimension of its origin.
Sounds like a really crappy plan, but okay.
They don't have enough power to reverse it, but a Deus Machina in the form of Slimer in the Ecto 1 is able to have enough nuclear power to trap all the ghosts in New York. And now we finally get to the most controversial part in the film. The nuclear power is enough to suck in every ghost, but Rowan won't let go of the two buildings, resulting in the Ghostbusters shooting him in the...
Penis!
Ooh, can I take this one?
Sure, go ahead.
Thank you. Screw you, Paul Feig! This exactly proves my point about Paul Feig's self-hatred towards men. And it's not just this scene. Every man in this movie is either portrayed as a jerk, a coward, or a moron. And this was supposed to be progressive? How is any of this progressive? Because if your definition consists of shooting people in the balls or demonizing men, then you're doing it wrong. If you want to be progressive, sure, go ahead, be progressive, but do it in a way that doesn't belittle men. Heck, it's been done before in various mediums. Steven Universe, Stranger Things, Aliens, Hunger Games, the list goes on. Even in the original Ghostbusters, the women were treated properly, especially the receptionist. I may not like this movie, but it's not because it has an all-female cast in it. It's all about plot and script, and when you screw that up, you have a crappy film. Nuff said.
Well, that was something I didn't expect at all. So, while Rowan is being sucked into the vortex, he grabs Melissa McCarthy, but Aaron goes in to save her, and this somehow makes their hair gray. So the city is saved. This calls for a heartwarming reunion with Kevin.
We all did it. We all did it.
That's right. We all did it.
Well,
What did you do, Kevin?
More important question, when did you have time to get a sandwich?
Oh, when I was looking for you guys, I looked in that deli over there.
when we were risking our lives trying to save New York City, You stopped in to get a sandwich?
Quit splitting hairs, okay? Potatoes, tomatoes. It doesn't matter.
You know what?
A little help, please?
Scratch that. This calls for an unfunny improv sketch that even Saturday Night Live would call lowbrow. So the movie ends with the iconic firehouse being bought, and Ernie Hudson gets the shortest cameo out of everyone else in the movie.
Where is it? What are you talking about? I told you what happened.
Where's the car?
It's on the other side.
In Jersey?
In case he had time to film this cameo before he went back onto the set of God's Not Dead 2. This movie is...
Here you go.
Thank you.
I know what you did.
Actually, hold on, there seems to be more of the movie. Well, now let's see where this whole wonton joke was building up to.
What is...
Yeah.
I'm just looking for a reasonable ratio of wontons to broth. This is absolute madness.
Yep, told you you'd be disappointed. So anyway...
How's it going over here? Good, really good. I'm working on some kind of next level stuff.
Okay, I'm just gonna wrap this up. Sigourney Weaver makes a last-minute cameo, Kevin is still a dumbass, and we get a post-credit scene to set up for a sequel that'll never happen.
What's Zool?
Originally, the plan was to make a cinematic universe featuring the old and new coming together, a Slimer cartoon, and many more. They even labeled the movie under a different brand, Ghost Corps, to expand on the franchise a little bit more. Don't count your chickens before they hatch movie, or else you'll end up like the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Okay, as much as I mock this movie, I thought it was... meh, at best. Most of the jokes were bad, the film borrows way too much from the original, and both Chris Hemsworth and Melissa McCarthy's performances were beyond god-awful. But you know what? As much as I want to hate it, I simply can't. There was some good stuff in it. Some of the actors do a good job with what they have to work with. The action scenes where they fight the ghosts are awesome, though limited in the movie. And at least it brought back Ecto Cooler, which is awesome. If only I could say the same thing about the 2016 video game adaptation. I know that many people are split about this movie, but I think that both sides can agree on one thing. It will never surpass the original. The original had more memorable lines, more presentation, and the scenes have lived long inside of us for all these years. It's the same thing as remaking something like Back to the Future. It's lightning in a bottle that can't be recreated. Were there stuff that needed improvement? Sure, but not as bad as, well, the other remix that came out last year. All I'm saying is, draw your own conclusion. You can have your own opinions, but just don't shove them down somebody else's throat. If you're looking for a dumb popcorn flick with no substance, I think this would be fine for you. But if you're expecting a women empowerment movie, just wait for Wonder Woman to hit theaters. As for right now, I'm just glad we could put 2016 aside and hope for a bright future in 2017. Oh boy.
Hey kid, have you heard that there is a new series of comic books where the old and the new Ghostbusters team up?
Wait, what? Who is even asking for this?
I'll show them. They'll see. Then we'll see who's laughing now. Yes! 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 It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
don't see every day.